Hello everyone and welcome back to Tutorials of Tone. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for watching. What we're dealing with today is the song Just What I Needed by the Cars. Now in a lot of cases when this song is called, you're going to have a keyboard player playing those synth leads in your band. But every now and then there's going to be a two guitar scenario where one person will play rhythm, the other will play leads. Now you could do all of this on a neck position pickup, especially in humbucker guitar, and it'd be fine. But with the power of our Fractal devices, our FM3, FM9, or FX3, we can get pretty close to that synth lead tone. So let's dive into how to do that. First up, we have our input block. Everything is at stock settings, except I like my threshold on my gate at negative 47.5 dB, just where I like it for the Man Steve Morse guitar. We're going to go to the synth line first. I've got a compressor at negative 24 dB with an infinite ratio to really help sustain into the synth block. Pretty stock attack and release times. Auto attack and release engaged. No auto makeup gain and 6.5 dB of level going into the synth. Next up we have our synth block. We're going to start on voice 3. Because this is the tone that we hear at the top of our synth sound, the square wave. And we go to a triangle wave, which is a softer wave, also set to 100% mix. And our sawtooth lead, just put in at 50%. It's a little bit louder of a wave. So let's first hear the square wave by itself. A nice sound on its own. Works just fine. But we could blend in these other two waves and get a little closer to the record. So here's the triangle wave. Doing just fine with that. Then we have our sawtooth at 50%, which sounds like this. And all together, we get this. And there we have our synth block, the level of which is at negative 3 dB. It's a rather loud block. We go into a parametric EQ and a modern gate, and I do that for when you hit multiple strings or multiple notes accidentally. This will cause a glitch in the synth engine, and there's usually a really loud bass transients, sometimes treble, that can really spike the front end and really be upsetting if you're wearing in-ears or just listening to the mains. So in order to alleviate some of that, I have this gate stock level. We got 140 Hertz roll off at a 12 dB slope and a 10K roll off on the high end. Then we go to our gate at the end just for the synth block with a threshold of negative 24 dB, attenuation at 60 dB below. And then our sidechain source is block left and right because we do want to hear the synth getting gated as opposed to anything else from your guitar. Your input 1 is where I would normally have that. Nothing for low cut or high cut roll off on that. We have a stock medium room reverb on this, just a little bit extra to keep things from being as dry as cardboard. Then we have our digital mono delay set up. On channel A, this is for our synth, and a carbon copy on channel B where the feedback is not affected by the expression pedal. We've got a filter block being used as a boost at 3 dB, and our output block has unity on all of its scene levels. Now we can go back to our chorus block, which I'm not actually using as a chorus sound. I'm using it as a vibrato. This is the closest we can really get in the Fractal ecosystem to dialing in that vibrato pitch variation tone in a pedal form. So I've dialed this in to emulate the end signature sign-off that this song has on its synth. I've got the rate set to 5.5 Hertz, which goes up to 8 2/3 Hertz with the expression pedal. Our depth goes from 50 to 100%, and our mix goes from 0 to 100. Now, as you notice, not very linear. This has what we call the golden usage. So the chorus effect is still on at all times when we're on the synth end scene, but by engaging the expression pedal, we bring the effect in. Otherwise, you would hear the thing turn on and off. It'd be really jarring. We don't want that. So with it off, and with it on. And since our delay block goes from input gain 0 to 100 with the expression pedal, and from 10% feedback to 85% feedback, we get this really long, near endless sustain. So you can change guitars, you can hit mute, whatever you need to do, and you can make that happen. The only other thing we haven't talked about, the actual amp sounds. It's a pretty stock JCM 800, the Brit 800 model in here. And when you want to play the solo at the end, the scene really just engages the input boost, switches over to channel B on the delay block, so you can bring in some delay if you would like, and then the filter block to give it a little boost. Pretty awesome. It's a pretty great way to dial this in and keep your bandmates and audiences happy by having a preset that really tries to achieve and emulate the original studio recording. Well, that's it for this tutorial of tone. I really hope you enjoyed this and got a lot out of it. If you liked it, just watch more videos. You can check out the entire Tutorials of Tone playlist here on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Enjoy.